Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the top 8 of week number 3. We are about to get into it. Invites have been sent, so our competitor should be joining us here in just a moment. I think I just saw Isaiah sneak into the lobby already. So we are going to be having some action here in just a moment. You can see on the bracket here, we got Isaiah versus Crisby. That's going to be our first match, and Skinny versus Dark Elite. That's going to close out our opening winners matches. And then we'll go to the lower bracket where we've got Skill and Stake, and then Demoralize and Barry. I want to say, looking at this, looks like we got 2 Astra players, and then Crisby is a little bit of the mystery guest. Have not seen them on stream or even in the Nightmare series before at all. So just kind of barging in here and marching straight to the top as they are in top 8 winner side. I did send them an invite, but they have not joined, so we're going to try to send them another one. This is probably going to break the lobby, so we're not going to get off to a smooth start, but we're getting there. Alright, so I have sent another invite for Crisby, and then if you're not getting those, Crisby, I would recommend resetting your Xbox. Isaiah got his, so they are working. Oh wait, no, he's here. Alright, well. This lobby's broken. We're gonna have to make a new one. We're making a new one, and then we'll get started in the new one. Because that lobby, you were just barely too late. Just barely too late. But it's all good, no worries. Now you're in my recent players, so you're a lot easier to find. I'll rank up here to find that same pitch. Alright, so we sent out some new invites for our competitors. And this should be to a new lobby that will hopefully get them both in here in time. It is a little wild that you have to do this. That you have to actually like make sure they both get in at the same minute, or else it doesn't work. But it does look like they're both here, so we are about to get in as soon as this match gets underway and get the action started. I am also going to be doing the Yippity Yap by my lonesome tonight. Unfortunately, my co-commentator had an emergency come up, so they weren't able to join me. So hopefully I can hold it down solo, but we'll see. Haven't done that in a while, but it'll be fun. Alright, here we go. Character selection underway. So Crisby, again, we haven't seen Crisby before, so this is kind of the big reveal. And it looks like it's going to be Tanya coming out here. And then we've got Isaiah rocking the classic Natara. This is, I think, all that we've seen out of Isaiah, but so far it has been all that he's needed to currently sit on the top of the points leaderboard. Alright, big armor wake up here from Crisby, just trying to get out of trouble. Let's the overhead rip as well. The low hat from downtown, a little bit of zoning happening, and just already both of those Kung Lao charges are back and available. Tries to spend one, looks like got clipped out of it, and Crisby now going to town, getting started. 30% though. That is the thing about Tanya damage, is her damage numbers are just not that impressive. When you look at, honestly, the majority of the cast, they are easily breaking 40%. Maybe easily isn't the right word, but they're doing it. With a couple of resources spent, 40% is happening. Tanya, on the other hand, 40% with Tanya seems to be a little bit of a rarity most times. You know, you're looking at high to mid 30s from her. So the damage department is not where she really excels, but still has, like, you know, some decent tools available to her, particularly with Goro. You see a lot of Goro play from the Tanya community, and it really does seem to work out well. Alright, here's the launch. Go straight into the extension. 20% off that. May have been armored. Ooh, big dive kick. It will trade, however, there, so Isaiah not going to get any damage from it. This was going to be an opportunity for damage to come his way, but Crisby saying no thank you with that breaker. We're going to go right back to neutral, but the Kung Lao hat trying to give Isaiah the space to get in. Crisby, beautiful defense here, just kind of locking that down. Anti-poke as well. Does not want to see where this Natara offense can go. Alright, low spin. Alright, catches her with the overhead here. And Isaiah was trying to get Kung Lao out there, I think. Not going to be able to. This time, Kung Lao comes out. Double overheads. Great defense from Crisby. Goes for the armored spin kick and actually hits behind her on her way out of there. So just another little bonus hit. But against Natara's limited health pool, every little hit like that, honestly, counts. I mean, now we're talking a little bit of chip is all that it's going to take, as Goro helps get the job done with the plus frames off the Raise the Roof. And round one, or game one, I should say, going over to Crisby. Now, one thing to note is, seemingly enough, Isaiah, in the last 2 weeks, and they are number 1 on the points leaderboard, has lost their winners finals matches in the opening set parts of top 8. So, winner semifinal match, Isaiah has lost it, goes into the lower bracket, and then just enters full Super Saiyan and clears it out. So there could absolutely be a repeat of that here, as Crisby really looking in control on this one, but Isaiah is, even if they lose this match, going to be using this as an opportunity to learn, to gather information, and the next time they meet, if history has anything to say about it, the results are going to be different. Alright, Crisby off to another great start here, clearing a huge chunk off that life bar. And I would also say, you know, that 30%, not really that high of damage within the cast. However, against Natara, high damage is not maybe the only name in the game, right? You don't need to get as much damage because she doesn't have as much health. So some of those other control options that Tanya is able to exhibit may just be detrimental enough to Natara's game plan that 30% stacked up a few times is more than sufficient to keep you on the winner's side of things. Alright, Natara getting in there, getting some damage started. The throw is going to come out, going to put Fatal Blow online for both players. And the mid-projectile, Isaiah getting caught by it. Must have just mistimed a flawless block there, but regardless of the circumstances, that does mean that Crisby is now going to start to pull further ahead here. Up 1-0, has another round in his possession. Alright, Natara comes in with the flight a little bit too far to hunt her down all the way, and then the armored wake-up plus Goro means Crisby's going to turn that drop into a 20% redemption combo for themselves. I mean, that is unfortunate. Isaiah now under half health here. Low hat comes out. Dive kick is good. Is going to get the connection there. Not able to get the full follow-up, however. Crisby's defense finally cracks here. Isaiah getting some decent openings. Going to spend some meter for some extra damage here at the end of this one. Full string connects. Not quite enough to kill, but the low hat will be there. And Isaiah on the board answering back here. This is his first round that he's taken, but definitely starting to heat up. Fireballs away. The drill follows. Doesn't get the full conversion. A little bit of an unfortunate job there for Crisby, but he will just armor out of the trouble coming his way after that. Alright. Oh, that almost was a weird little trade there. This time Isaiah gets the opening. Breakaway is available for Crisby. He is going to opt, however, to take all of this damage, it appears. And this damage is going to be over 40%. Look at this, 45. One more of those could be lights out, especially with that Goro health. She does not have another 40% available to her. Ooh, spending meter as well. Now that I don't think there's going to be a breakaway. So the next hit from Isaiah, if it's a big one, could close it. However, Crisby has also shown that able to churn out the damage here as well. Here's the launch. No fatal blow available, so this is just going to be another 30% B&B. Goes a little above and beyond with 33, but just the pressure afterward ends up cracking Isaiah, and that's a 2-0 lead here for Crisby. Is it Crispy or Crisby? Am I supposed to highlight that there's a Z in the middle of it? What am I supposed to do? I'm going to keep on saying it the way I'm saying it, but I'd just like to throw it out there that I am somewhat confused as to how it's supposed to be done. But I'm going to commit. I'm just going to commit. Whatever my heart wants, perfect.
Natara, Tanya, Goro, Kung Lao, Temple of Kataravala.
You found me out.
Because there is another crispy fungus, so it's probably for the best that we have some sort of means of differentiating him. Because the other way is that I have to say his full name, and I gotta be honest, the word fungus, I don't like that word. I don't enjoy that series of sounds. I prefer to not utter it. And we're just going to keep calling him Crispy. And this one's going to be Crispy. Man, Man, look at this. Big damage here from Isaiah to start game number 3. Frisbee lets rip with the overhead and just dashes right in on Isaiah. No fear, wanting to make sure he can just keep pressuring the Bat Lady. And I think that's honestly not a bad idea. We've seen from Isaiah that he likes to do a lot of the hit and run tactics, likes to kind of, you know, fly around, zip in, get the big damage, and then zip right back out. And if you're smothering them, it kind of prevents the ability to do those hit and run tactics. Oh, big punish there. Frisbee will opt to spend the meter to stay alive in this one, hoping they can mount a comeback here. With Fatal Blow on deck, though, they absolutely could. All it would take is one stray hit into a Goro launch. Fatal Blow comes out to secure the deal. Isaiah is definitely not out of trouble here. 30 seconds left. The drill is good from downtown, and Isaiah gonna opt to spend the breaker. Isaiah doesn't have a really easy way of taking back the life lead here, though, so he's gonna have to be on the offensive, and it absolutely works out. Gets in there, gets the kill. Round 1 to Isaiah, and that's for the first time in this set. Frisbee has been taking control early on in these previous matches, so Isaiah really starting to make some adaptations here. Let's see what Frisbee's got as we move now into round 2 of game 3. Nice little launcher there, 20% because it came off of the armor. Okay, here we go. 374 there for Natara. Not bad. Gonna get the punish on that air fireball. Wasn't able to convert into big damage, and there's no meter to really get this thing going too crazy. Not even required. Frisbee's gonna spend the break, having to stay in this one. Overhead is blocked, and there it is, the low poke. I think that actually was the sweep maybe, but whatever it was, Isaiah answers back and puts a game on the board here. Dude, reading is hard. A spec given 0, of course, is the usual. It didn't even give me the opportunity to give any respect, though. I didn't see it. Was I looking away? Maybe I looked away. Ping on my radar. Alright, so Frisbee sticking with the Goro cameo as well, which seems to be the primary pick for Tanya players. I think Viz has been using Frost, and there's, I think, a couple other outliers that are maybe doing some different stuff, but when it comes to Tanya, it seems like a lot of them really are all in on the Goro cameo. It seems to give her a lot of really good, strong tools to use and kind of accent her game plan, allows her to start to have access on launchers on stuff that doesn't normally launch, including her armor, right? So that 20% there is because Goro's there to get the party started after the armor connects. Nice little 300, 400 damage combo from Isaiah coming out. 45 in the end, spent a little meter for it. Goes for the jump in. Now, honestly, a hit into Fatal Blow could be the kill here from Isaiah. Tries to fly away from the armor, not able to do so, and that overhead connecting once again, and there it is, the twirly sticks put Frisbee on set point.
Round 2, fight.
Alright, low hats. I do think, though, that Tanya is going to end up winning this zoning war. One thing to keep in mind, however, is Tanya has a projectile that eats other projectiles. However, because Kung Lao's low hat travels along the ground, there's a distinct possibility that the low hat actually avoids that projectile and doesn't get eaten by it. I know for Sindel's projectile, her amplified projectile that eats other ones, it doesn't hit the low hat, so the low hat actually makes it through. But hers doesn't become a mid like Tanya's does, so maybe the mid of Tanya will catch the low hat. But these low hat setups here from Isaiah have been doing a really great job of applying that pressure to Frisbee. The Raise the Roof will connect. That's kind of the thing, you know, Goro is kind of aiming for anti-air, hitting people out of the sky in combos, but he can do it in the nooch as well, and for a character like Natara that's jumping all over the place, it can happen. It can absolutely happen. Oh, and that caught her out of the sky! Frisbee gonna take it 3-1 over Isaiah. So our current points leader goes into the lower bracket. Whoa. Now I do just want to say, put it out there, this is the usual. This is the usual for Isaiah. Isaiah just seemingly spends a lot of time in those lower brackets here in our top 8. Winner side up until, but then hits the lower bracket and just starts collecting skulls. and ends up coming out first or second place last 2 weeks. We'll see if Isaiah can make it happen again. I'm sure those shark-infested lower bracket waters, though, are getting scarier and scarier every week. Like, it's only gonna get harder and harder for him to achieve such a feat. So we'll see if the attempt goes well this time. So next match is going to be Dark Elite versus Skinny. Isaiah goes to the bottom, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and get some invites out for Skinny and Dark Elite, and we'll take it from there. I don't remember Skinny's gamer tag. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh yeah, it's Gavin, that's what it is. It's impossible to find. Possible to find. Those are both I's. All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll be able to find it then. I thought they were L's. Alright, so invites have been sent. Now I'm just waiting on you guys to join us. Alright, so we got Skinny. Is Dark Elite not getting the invites? I sent him his first, so... Oh, Dark Elite's here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Demoralize is on his way too. Perfect. Alright, here we go. So Ashra coming out from Dark Elite. No surprises there. Ashra seems to be the character that Dark Elite has gravitated toward. Really accents his playstyle. He's, you know, no stranger to kind of laming you out, spacing you out, and a character like Ashra with the range on her sword able to effectively do just that. On the other side of this, though, we've got Skinny coming out with Baraka. So I think from Baraka, what you're going to see is probably just tons of aggression. I know we're going to the loser side of the bracket, Crispy, so you've got a little bit of a gap before you have to play again. So if you want to eat or something, now is the time. Yeah, the plan for the most part, Crispy, is to not have people have to play 2 sets back to back. Once we get to the last 4 players, it's not possible to avoid that, but for the early matches, the idea is that you don't have to play back-to-back. So, like, if whoever wins this, if we did winners finals, they'd have to play again right away, and we want to give them a little bit of a cool-down period, go to the lab, iron some things out that they maybe learned in that last set if needed. So hopefully everybody gets to have a little bit of a breather between sets until the end. Then it's kind of there's no other way. Alright, nice little throw here from Dark Elite. Health bars not looking good, and the low catches him. The classic.
Round 2. Fight.
Alright, I heard people talking about connections in the past. Skinny's connection is fine to me, though, right now. So it may have been the servers or something acting up on that one. 382 from Dark Elite. Big wake-up, though, from Skinny. Lets it rip. The armor reversal coming out from Dark Elite. So that's interesting. I wonder if that beats all of the options. So that beats special canceling it, as well as the high, obviously, that launches. Nice little armor out from Dark Elite. Oh, has to block the Cyrax. I think that's something that'll come up, too, for players, is as time goes on, players will get better at recognizing, like, that moment right there, I think there's a possibility Dark Elite could have just punched Cyrax in the head. And I think as time goes on, players will get more comfortable with just whacking the opponent. But then that opens up the gate of, like, do I want to be whiffing from down here? So maybe as players start hitting their opponent's random cameo, you'll also start to see opponents looking for that. Like, hey, you hit my cameo, now I'm going to kill you. And look at this, the big fatal blow closeout from Skinny. Dude, Baraka is a menace. I mean, and this right here is like 50% on its own, because there's bleed damage after. It's not even done hurting you. So you take a little extra damage afterward, and man, what a wild character. Also, some people don't know this. It's, for some reason, not, like, well defined or outlined within any of the information in the game, but apparently, when you have the bleeding debuff on you, which Baraka can apply, I think there's 3 different ways that he can apply it. When you have the bleeding debuff on you, you take extra damage from chip. So he does extra chip damage while you're bleeding. So I think one of the ways that he does it with his amplified projectile, his fatal blow, and then his amplified move where he, like, holds you over his head and stabs you. And if he does the amplified version of that, he leaves the blades in you, and then the follow-up after that can do extra damage. So what that kind of creates, particularly with the Cyrax setup, is if you end in, like, amplified that and then go for chip, now you're getting all of that already insane chip, but it's actually doing extra damage. And it's chip. There's not really great ways to avoid it. I will say that, though, people are going to be able to flawless block things a lot better as time goes on. Baraka's Blade Fury is not the hardest thing to flawless block. The Buzzsaw helicopter thing from Cyrax is a little harder to find an opening in there, but I don't know, maybe that's part of why people aren't really leaning on that chip thing, is they're finding opponents are just gonna flawless block their way out of it. But I mean, watching this game at the high level and seeing, you know, from commentating and stuff, you definitely see players just kind of not getting the flawless block timing every single time. Like, sometimes the chip just does come through. And sometimes you find people that are messing it up in such a way that they get hit and they get opened up for trying it, so gotta be careful out there. Alright, here's a big launch here from Dark Elite. Oh, wow, that's an interesting use of the Serena cameo. Haven't actually seen anybody use the Serena cameo on an airborne opponent on purpose. I've seen, obviously, it happen when you jump and, like, the neutral when they do it, and some of them can convert, but I think that might be the first time I've seen a player legitimately go for it on purpose. Good response there from Dark Elite. Gets the punish before Cyrax could get there to keep it safe. This is going to be another punish. Oh, no! What just happened there? What was that? Dark Elite unfazed by whatever that oddity was, though. Still just going to get in there and get the job done. He will go ahead and secure game number 2. Yo, drive safe. Don't do anything too crazy. We're fine. We got plenty of time for you. Demoralized. We got this set to finish plus another one. You're good. You're good. Speaking of driving, that Serena assist, as Striker puts it, red light, green light. it is such a like a pest when you're trying to work your way in, because at any moment Serena can just kind of throw that out and you have to stop moving. There's only like a couple of characters that have normals or stuff that will allow them to advance underneath that, but for the most part, once that comes out, you just gotta stop. You just gotta freeze. Oh, a little bit of a freeze from the game there. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything is going wild with the connections. That look fine. Alright, straight to the skies. Dark Elite, some damage here. The meter is going to be spent from Skinny, but the Serena assist actually catches him out of the last bit of that. As long as it's a school zone. Alright, nice. Anti-air doesn't get the follow-up, but I like that he's sort of trying to dissuade Skinny from taking to the skies. You see a lot of Baraka players just real comfortable jumping up even at full screen, and despite that move being incredibly punishable, they just go in and try to get in with it anyway. So Dark Elite looking to find some answers to try to maybe get him to stop doing that as well. This time the anti-air follow-up will connect. Beautiful little conversion from Dark Elite to take round number 1. Ashra definitely starting to find her stride here. It appears that Dark Elite has, you know, gleaned a few things about his opponent's playstyle and is now starting to exploit these. You know, making use of great anti-air timings, good spacing, and just trying to lure Skinny into positions where he's just out of range so that he can then get punished. Also, adapting defensively too, right? He got hit by those lows early on in that first game. Not anymore, though. Dark Elite has committed now to blocking that low. And I gotta say, I don't think I've seen very many overheads out of Skinny, the forward 3. I don't know how many times he's gone for it, but if he hasn't been doing it, I definitely think Dark Elite has kind of taken note of that, and then is saying, well, I mean, if you're not going for it, then I'm not blocking it. No problem. Boom. Game number 2 over to Dark Elite. You just got a temporal advantage. Just do the time snap, and then you can just teleport home. But that assumes that you charged 3 hourglasses while you were at work, which you should be doing. What else are you going to do while you're at work? Actually work?
Ashra, Baraka, Cyrax, Serena. Sundo.
How did a merchant learn to fight?
I was once in outward
Meow.
military.
Alright, game number 4.
Round 1. Fight!
He jumped right into it. I wonder if Dark Elite did that on purpose. It's gonna be solid damage here for Baraka. Actually, cuts it short. Only 295. Doesn't opt to summon Cyrax for the extensions there. And that is like a common place to extend it, is off of that little stab grab there. Goes for the jump. I mean, Ashra, best wake up in the game, right? I think there's little argument for other moves to be considered better. Ashra, it's got multiple hits of armor. Obviously, it's an armored move, gets you out of trouble. Even if they don't swing, you can just go to the other side of the screen. No one's breaking that armor. So, alright, nice little throw here. Does have Cyrax assist, opts to save it for some follow-up here instead, though. Nice! Catches him with the overhead. I gotta say, that is the most I've seen that thing connect here, and Skinny should be able to close this one out. Oh, no! What just happened there? Did he fuck that timing up? I think he fucked that timing up, and Cyrax re-stood the opponent during the Blade Fury. Skinny's still able to secure the victory on that one, but gotta be careful. Those kind of errors can end up being real costly. A little bit too overzealous with the offense here. Dark Elite will spend the meter to get out of trouble, and now just looking to back away, wants to put some distance between himself and that Tarkatan. Cyrax is good. Nice blocks on the overhead. So he is starting to use that overhead, but Dark Elite absolutely prepared for it. How fast is that overhead? It's got to be in the 20s. I don't think it's in the teens, right? Unreactable launching overhead? That sounds crazy. Gotta be reactable, and I'm just old and slow. Okay, this should be the finish for Dark Elite. Nicely done. Did a great job of getting himself, first off, out of that corner he died in round 1, and then just utilizing the space, trying to force Baraka to be on the offensive movement-wise. Not close enough to swing, just still trying to get to those ranges, And it's during that, you know, traversal of No Man's Land where Dark Elite is really able to make that sword range shine. Another big damage opener right here. Doesn't get the sword swap extender here. Good opening there from Skinny. Finds the hit. A little poke there. And a nice duck on the assist there. Skinny completely out of Cyrax's assist now. And Dark Elite going to take him to the skies for what could be the final time. The armor won't be enough. And Dark Elite will finish it off 3-1 over Skinny.
Brutality.
Yeah, that really seemed like Dark Elite just took a couple of notes on how that first game got away from him. He was getting hit by the low, etc. And then just made some solid adaptations there to just become a really, really strong fortress that Skinny was having a tough time cracking from that point forward. So that is going to do it. Uh-oh, this is not the right one. This is the right one. Yes, let's go. So we are going to go ahead and pop some final scores for these ones. It's going to be... Alright, so that is where our bracket is looking now. Okay, cool. Alright, so Demoralize is on his way home, so we're going to run Skill versus Stake, and then after that we'll go ahead and get Barry versus Demoralize. So Skill versus Stake coming up next. How many seconds do you need, Stake? You min. Oh my goodness, Stake is trying to kill us. It's not like I didn't go over the path. Are you also in a car? Is that what's happening? Multiple people are in a car? On my way sounds like you're not home. Oh, okay. Alright. He's got to take the elevator down in his mansion. He's on the 5th floor. He's got to get down to the game lair, and that's in basement number 2. So, might take a while. Well, hopefully this match will be a good one. So, Skill has been running a lot of Ashra. That's our other Ashra player on the bracket that we're aware of, at least. So Dark Elite and Skill bringing the Ashra noise. Stake, on the other hand, has been running, at least week 1, Katana. I'm not sure if they have maintained that stance, if Katana is still the character for them. This early in the game's life cycle, it's not uncommon for our players to kind of be shopping around and, you know, seeing what other options are available to them. So possibility here that we could be seeing Kitana versus Ashra, but no guarantees. However, Demoralize, feels like he's pretty locked in on Geras, and Barry's been running a lot of Reptile, so that other matchup, I believe, is going to be Geras versus Reptile, which I think is going to be a first for the stream. Haven't seen that particular pairing of characters duking it out. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see how that works out. Seemingly, when it comes to Geras feels like a character that, if he gets set up, can really, really ruin your day. But because of that lower health and the fact that he does have to get set up in the first place, there are ways that if you just kind of overwhelm the character, you can seemingly shut him down before he gets to that point, right? So if Reptile can get in there and just kind of smother Geras and prevent Geras from getting those clocks built, that could prove to be Geras' undoing. I mean, Demoralize is in the lower bracket. I believe he lost to Isaiah off stream, and Isaiah with those hit and run tactics may have well been just kind of doing that, just kind of laying in on the character and absolutely refusing to let them get anything started. And if he can't get started, then you kind of shut him down. But I don't really know how the character functions in every other aspect. Alright, so competitors are here. Skill versus Stake, and look at that. Stake hovering over a new squeeze as we move into week number 3. It's going to instead be Johnny Cage from him. So Johnny Cage versus Ashra. So immediately what comes to mind in this matchup, these are two really, really strong characters. Ashra is going to be doing a better job of just kind of controlling space from further away though, right? But once Johnny gets in those plus frames, it can be really overwhelming. So Stake is going to have that uphill struggle that all Johnny Cage players have of getting in, but once they're in, is he going to be able to successfully just overwhelm his opponent, or is Skill going to be able to find a way out? So far, though, Skill has not been letting Johnny in. Fatal Blow already available here for Johnny. Tries to make the leap, gets hit with the anti-air, and that should finish it out off the overhead as Skill cleanly secures round number 1.
Round 2, fight.
Going in there. Good flawless block, then a reduce the chip on that. I do believe you still build meter on at least some things being flawless block. You still build meter. Like, I was noticing, I play Reiko and throwing the stars, and you'll get people that'll sit there and flawless block them, and I actually love that. It's like, oh yeah, dude, fine. I was just doing this to build meter anyway. I knew you were going to duck them, but if you're going to flawless block all of them, I will take the extra meter, for sure. I don't know if I agree with flawless block building meter. Maybe you shouldn't build as much meter, but, you know. I do love how flawless block prevents chip, though. I think that is a awesome mechanic. Oh no, Stake didn't commit. That could have been the kill here. Tries to finish it off, though, with some chip, and he will find the route that works. So Stake on the board. He also kind of has skill where he wants him in the corner, but can he keep him here? Big jump in. Not able to avoid the Serena, though. So the boomerang will prevent that from getting too out of control. And Skill gets out of the corner as well. I guess that's kind of the thing. Ashra is one of those characters you can't lock in the corner. Once you hit her with a combo, almost every B&B is, for the most part, going to be building a bar of meter, right? And once they've got that bar, that wake-up just kind of ensures that they are not staying in the corner. Even if you bait it, they'll just hold it until they're all the way full screen and out of the corner. Which could prove, actually, somewhat troublesome for Johnny. Johnny's the kind of character that it really feels like wants to carry you to the corner. He has some of the best corner carry in the game, and he wants to take you in the corner and just lock you down. But a character like Ashra is just going to completely deny him that. I mean, she's just immune. It's out of his jurisdiction. Cannot be jailed.
Ashra wins.
So Skill going to go ahead and secure game number 1 with that performance then. And I butchered my sleep schedule yesterday. Yesterday, I made the poor choice to stream Combat League for 12 hours almost.
Ashra.
Didn't really make any progress, so that's also embarrassing, but I stayed up way too late, playing way too long, playing way too tilted.
Truly a wonder, woman.
But I'm learning things. I'm learning things. Even if I didn't improve as far as the rating system goes, I feel like I'm making improvements as a player, which will later on translate into improvements on the rating system. Like incorporating some new strategies and stuff to, you know, make my damage routes a little safer, a little more effective. So far, Steak not able to get anything started. The throw from skill is going to push him past that 50% mark here. So Steak running out of health. Okay, Shadow Kick is good, but kind of the problem with Shadow Kick, particularly in this matchup, is you kick them back to distances where they're no longer under threat to you. And there it is when you corner Ashra, just immediately using the armor to get out. It can be real difficult for Steak to actually get that advantageous corner position. That being said, I don't think the character requires that. I think the character can absolutely do some dirty work in the mid-screen. So maybe he needs to potentially rely a little bit more on just trying to make something happen in the mid-screen and not so heavily on finishing the job in the corner, because the corner, I mean, you're just not going to get it. Ashra is not going to give you the corner. Nice little poke there from Steak to secure it. Takes round 1 here in game 2.
Round 2. Fight.
Look at that range, just max distance with that sword there. The Marth Tipper's coming out. Okay, big whiff. Not going to be able to get a punish on that, however. That overhead is going to be blocked. I believe you can Shadow Kick through that, but right now Steak doesn't have any meter to do so. Still working on building up that first bar. And he's been spending a lot of time chasing and not a lot of time pressuring, right? I mean, his pressure has just been in the form of his existence and kind of forcing skill to want to back off, as opposed to getting in there and getting that block pressure that builds him meter. So the meter has, for the most part, been on the side of skill, as he's just been able to, oh, finish! Oh no, Steak, you could have Fatal Blown right there! Maybe, I don't actually know. I mean, maybe standing for Fatal Blow, but...
I will finish.
Final round. Fight.
I think Fatal Blow right there would have been okay. Not to punish, or to, like, counter it, but to punish it after it whiffed. I don't know what his button into Fatal Blow is that works. I think he can do it off of 2-1 and standing 4, but I know he can't do it off of everything. But it might even be forward 1-2 you can do it off of, and forward 1-2 is like your most advancing string, so the situation where you're too far away, forward 1-2 Fatal Blow will actually just get you out of trouble, and there wasn't going to be a breaker to stop it either. Okay, this time he blocks it. Good anti-air. Steak drops the combo afterward, and you see how skill just holds it till he's full screen? The goal there is just to get away from Johnny. It's not even necessarily about hitting Johnny, it's getting away from Johnny. Potentially an option for Steak is to activate parry there. I have a feeling that the parry might trigger that and kill it, but I don't actually know. That would be something you'd have to do some science on to find out if the parry actually beats that move, or is it considered a projectile and she's on the other side of the screen, so it just hits him. But even then, and by parry I mean the parry Fatal Blow. Like right now, Wake Up Fatal Blow, or Fatal Blow on their Wake Up, because you can kind of see them charging the Fatal Blow, or the thing, but they can cancel it, right? She can just cancel it, I bet. She can actually cancel it. So I don't even think that would work, now that I'm theory crafting a couple steps further. If you wait to see them charging it to go full screen and then you activate Fatal Blow, then they just cancel it and then they don't go anywhere, and then, I mean, I guess if you let it rip, you might be able to hit them out of the, it'll break their armor because it's a Fatal Blow hit. So, I don't know, maybe you just let it rip in that situation if they do try to cancel it, and then it'll break them, but I don't actually know. Alright, look at that. Excellent. Demoralized has made it home, so he'll be ready for our next match versus Barry. Assuming Barry is here. Haven't heard from Barry at all, so there's a possibility that they're not here, but hopefully they're here. I think that they're here, but I don't actually know. Okay, perfect. They are here. Excellent. Oh, the overhead connects. Letting it rip here. Good shot with the low as well. And then you see Skill not looking to be offensive immediately, right? Hits his opponent to full screen and then I'm just gonna back it away. I do not want to be anywhere near Johnny. And that is somewhat different from the way that we saw Dark Elite handle his match with, well, I guess again, not against Baraka. There wasn't as much, it was a lot more backing away there too. But I guess what I'm trying to say, they don't always run away. I think there are some characters where you do kind of hover in their face. But characters like Johnny and Baraka as well, you just don't want to be close to them. There's such a problem when they're up close that you do want to kind of play the longer range games. So no need to get up in their face. Because I play Reiko and I have a good zoning kit. So Astra players will get into my face and try to, or at least get into that kind of sword range. Not point blank with my T-Rex arms, but you know what I mean. Alright, nice little throw here from Stake. Gonna send him back toward the corner. Does have that purple swirly. The Kung Lao hat will save him. Has to look out for the Serena assist. And that may actually spell disaster here. Oh, is he gonna parry in time? No, it got interrupted. How? Dude, I mean, he had the right idea.
Ashra wins.
I thought he had it. I thought he had it. That may be like the second time I've seen Johnny's Fatal Blow interrupted. What is the startup on that Fatal Blow before the parry's active? There must be some amount of startup, I guess. But you would think it's faster than most Fatal Blows because its intention is to be a parry. You can't have a slow parry. That doesn't work. That is going to do it, as Skill will be advancing 3-0 over Stake. Nope. Alright, so next up we got Demoralize and very saucy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get our invites out here for that match in just a moment. Go. Invites are sent. Bam. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I almost started the match. No warm-up required. Invite out. Another invite is sent for Barry. Hopefully he'll get in here. Otherwise, we'll probably need a new lobby in the next 8 seconds. Dun dun dun. Did the toilet get him? Oh, the toilet wins. Alright, the lobby is busted, but you guys are my recent players, so we'll make a new one. Almost, almost. Alright, let's try again. Man, this is such a weird little bug that these lobbies have, where if the match doesn't start within that minute-long countdown, the lobby just breaks and will never start. That's insane. What a weird problem for them to have. This is the warm-up, right? Alright, here we go. Competitors entering. Ooh, look at that. Barry was in the lab recently as Gearus. Perhaps trying to come up with some shenanigans. I don't know why else he would be entering the arena as Gearus.
Kung Lao. Tarkatan Colony.
Your liaison with Ashra concerns me.
I don't recall asking yours.
But honestly, dude, that's to some extent what you should be doing. You have the data to know your opponent's coming. Particularly an opponent like Demoralized, who's just been posting insane tech all over the place about how incredibly dirty this character can be. So trying to find some cracks in that armor, not a bad idea. I should do a little bit more of that, to be honest. Whoa, nice little bait there from Barry. Demoralized tried to get out of that damage, but Barry not having it. I will also say, in the corner, that move feels like it's just not working out. It's the second time I've seen Demoralized get kind of gobbled up in the corner from that. In the mid-screen, however, that thing doesn't work. Oh no, how do you get out of this? Oh, what the fuck was that? Fucking cheater pants bullshit. I mean, you saw the real Gearus get knocked down, but it didn't matter because the clone was just holding the fort down. And then he just stands up and is ready to close it out. Dude, this character is terrifying. I think that, you know, we got ECT happening this weekend, so that's probably like the biggest current offline thing happening. Gur is there with Gearus. I'm not going to say right now that Gur is winning it, but as the time goes on, it is going to get more and more likely that Gur is going to start winning things. Because current early meta, the Gearus stuff isn't fully optimized, but later on, this character feels like it's going to have some craziness to it that even if there is, like, answers to it, it's going to be so ambiguous trying to figure out in the heat of the moment how you get out of this trouble that you just found yourself in, that I don't necessarily know that in a first to 3 environment, a lot of players, that's just going to cook them. Ooh, tried to armor out or something, but Barry just swinging for the fences here. Tries to escape death. Will not find any sort of solace in that one, though. And Barry answers big time. Gets the kill. So final round here. Demoralize. I don't know how many clocks he's got built up. He just amplified it, though, so that's going to be 3 clocks now ready to go. And if he builds up a little bit of meter, it feels like the character can just delete you off of a single touch. Big opening here for Barry. Uh-oh, a little bit of a whiff. Here's the opening that Demoralized needs. Oh no! A huge drop from Demoralized. Rewinds himself out of the combo, but Barry was ready for it. These reptile combos, just not enough movement on them for Demoralized to escape. That is intriguing. That is, I think Barry is honestly 3 for 3 on punishing those rewinds. Which is a stark contrast to the last time we saw Demoralize on stream, which was week 1, where when he was playing against Striker, I think Striker was playing Havoc, I don't actually remember, but Demoralized was able to regularly just evade all of those combo routes and then find himself just way too far away. It might have been that Striker was playing Reptile then, though, too. So maybe, you know, Barry is just looking for combo routes that don't really have a lot of horizontal movement. You see him taking him into the air, but he's not actually moving along the screen very far. And because of that, Barry just kind of goes down to the ground while Demoralized rewinds, and the distance covered is next to none. So Barry's just waiting for him when he gets there. All right, Demoralized looking to back away. Get some space between him and this shape-shifting assassin. Beautiful duck on the tick throw attempt. Barry making the reads here. Striker Grenade's going to add to the damage. 35% here in the corner. And a big whiff punish, but ends up cornering himself, but just dashes right out of it. Alright, builds the clocks. You can see Demoralize is just kind of spending this round looking for the resources. He knows this is in a troubled situation. Oh no, this is another rewind bait. Demoralize got caught. So far, Barry has just been on point with those.
Round 2.
I was saying Demoralize is using it as a resource building round, but unfortunately he spent those resources and got caught in the process. So gonna have to go back to the drawing board and square one in terms of the number of hourglasses he has built. Tries to wake up with the jab. Not gonna happen with those grenades there covering him. What just even happened? Okay, the overhead did connect on that one. I didn't know who won that for a moment. That was like a Looney Tunes thing. Alright, he goes straight to invisibility, dashes in. That's also going to hit Kung Lao out of it, but the armor... Wow, the armored wake up from Demoralize briefly gets Reptile off of him, but Striker was there to maintain order and just, bam, frag out.
Brutality. Reptile wins.
Dude, this team is relentless. It just seems like it's never your turn against this Reptile offense. I mean, Reptile, one of the characters that has a 3-hit string that is special cancelable with like mids and stuff in it. So he's got this long string. You do that into dash. Then you've got Striker grenades. And if you open it up with Striker grenades to get it started, by the time you've done all that, you probably have some of those grenades back. Plus, you can get 2 charges of them. Like, this character feels absolutely relentless. It seems like one of those situations where one of the things that could benefit you is hitting Striker. So, an easy example of it, as a Reiko player, I throw a projectile out there. Even though Reptile's avoiding the projectiles, I hit him. And even if in that particular moment right there, let's say it's during a Reptile death roll to get across the screen, the death roll will hit me. But then when they go for the follow-up pressure, Striker being hit and not recovering and also being unavailable because he got hit means that I get a little bit of a window, right? But Gearus lacks the tools to be able to just snipe Striker. The only projectile he currently has right now is his low hat. What he could maybe do is start to look to send the Sand Pillar behind Reptile, but I don't know. That feels like it could end up leaving him vulnerable, right? So the Sand Pillar is maybe his only projectile tool, but when he's this close, you cannot be Sand Pillaring behind him. That's only going to stop the death roll stuff, maybe. Alright, a little bit of corner pressure. Beautiful jump out there. Tried to get him to duck the low, but he just takes the skies, which jumping there also beats the tick throw. You don't have to duck the grab. You can jump out of it, but you do have to worry about the wall. Oh man, look at that. Just incredible round there from Barry, able to lock Demoralize in the corner. Demoralize still looking for an answer for this Striker team. Tries to freeze time with the snap, but Barry not taking the bait. He'll build another 3 clocks. Grenades away. Acid ball connects. Another acid ball there. And now just in Gearus' face. And this is the thing. When it comes to Gearus, he's got that lower health pool. He's a character that's dependent on building his resources and building his state up. And if you can stop him from building up those hourglasses, you can really, really hold him down and make sure that he doesn't even get started. And that's exactly what it seems Barry's game plan is here. The raw Fatal Blow from Demoralize will get him briefly out of trouble. Also gets him out of the corner here. But how is he going to finish this off? That's the big question here. The overhead connects. Fatal Blow now available for Reptile. We also did see him completely avoid. Oh no! He was able to avoid Striker for a moment there, but not able to get underneath the acid ball. And Barry is going to take it with a 3-0 victory over Gearus. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Yeah, this team is a rarity. I mean, Reptile, rarity already. Don't see a lot of them. And every Reptile I've ran into has been the same player. It's just Djinn Fox. And he's been running Motaro. I think you see a couple other Reptiles playing with Scorpion, but Striker being on there, you don't see that very often. I think I've actually ran into one other Reptile player playing Striker. And I was also equally confused. Did not know what I was supposed to do. So Demoralize is going to fall out of the bracket here. He'll go out in 7th place. Still going to be putting a bunch of points on the board for him, though. And he's already deep in the points. So He is going to be putting those points to good work, I'm sure. Very likely to make our finale if he keeps up at this rate. But let's go ahead and pop those scores in for Demoralize and Barry, and then move on to our winner's final match of Crisby versus Dark Elite. Yeah, this is the main thing that I do. This is the main thing that I do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Papa Silva and his big booty bitches. Alright. So we started with 8. Now 6 remain. We've got Dark Elite and Crisby coming up next. And then Skinny, Barry Saucy, Isaiah, and Skill also lying in wait in the lower bracket. But we are, of course, going to go back over to the winner's side. And that is going to be Crisby versus Dark Elite, our winners finals match. Potentially Tanya versus Ashra. So 2 characters that you don't see a lot of. I think you see more of Ashra, but not 100% sure. I gotta change those. You want to be on stream? Enzo, I could get you on stream. You've redeemed it. We'll put you on stream next time. I gotta remind people that they have that. Silva, you have to actually buy an Xbox and then enter the tournament. But we can make it happen. No, next time you're demanding redemption now? Alright, we're gonna take a brief hiatus to run Enzo versus Silva. Silva doesn't have an Xbox, so we're gonna probably have to... Well, are we gonna theory fighter this, or do you guys both have it on PC and we can watch through Discord? How do we make this happen? This fantasy that you want to concoct. Alright, who am I looking for? I'm looking for Dark Elite. Recently played with. Right, invites are away. How do I go AFK? I've never done this before. What do I do? Was it Shao vs. Lao? I'll take Shao vs. Lao. Alright, here we go. Dark Elite versus Crisby, our winners finals match. And this is also Crisby's debut in the Nightmare series. Has not played in any of the previous Nightmare series events. This is their first time in the bracket. Did not participate at all during MK11 either, which is where probably we did most of our events. We got kind of started toward the end of MKX doing some stuff. Then when MK11 came out, we ran events basically up until the lack of crossplay ruined things on the Xbox side, because Xbox Series X and Xbox One couldn't play together. That was really tough. But now we're back at it on the new console, new game, and Crisby, we didn't see him throughout any of those previous outings, and here top 8 first time, so a huge debut for Crisby. And right now Tanya putting in the work, doing a lot of damage here to Dark Elite as well. The sword strike is going to connect, but the immediate armor from Crisby, and that seems to be a little bit of a theme here, is that Crisby has regularly been just kind of spending that meter on the armor. It leads to 20%. It's actually pretty good. Goro keeps it safe even if it's blocked, so a lot of reward. Very minimal risk, it feels like, but Dark Elite, undaunted, finds his footing and gets the kill. The overhead strike is going to get the side switch as well, so Dark Elite, out of danger, now has some space to work with, and he secures the first round. Also, this fireball here, I don't think can be absorbed by Tanya's projectile. It's just a burst out of the ground. Should we change his name to Darklight? I'm down to changing it to Darklight. I mean, Darklight is almost in there if you ignore the E. And, I mean, come on, he's playing Ashra. Dark. She's got a dark stance, a light stance. Change your name! Change your name. You have to change your name. It's a better name. Change your name. Alright, a lot of fireball. Look at this. They're just staying full screen on this one. Tanya finally commits, goes in with the drill. Will find the mark as well. And straight to the corner. 30% for that one. Dark Elite in a little bit of trouble. Okay, races the roof, but nobody was home on that one. The armor connects from Darklight. Red light, green light. Serena just putting a stop to all movement, but Tanya able to actually stand and do some zoning at these full screen distances. The armor from Darklight gets in. 8 seconds left, though. Dark Elite has that life fleet. Crisby needs a stray hit into Fatal Blow right now. Like, that is the win condition, and it's not going to happen. Goro finds the hit, but Tanya was just a little bit too far away to do anything about it. So Dark Elite securing game number 1. I feel like it's one of those kind of situations with the Reptile Striker thing where, much like Baraka Cyrax, is you just have to gas them out. You just have to hope that they're not being conscious of their resources, and like eventually they'll be out of Striker Assist, and then they don't have the coverage, much like they'll be out of Baraka Assist or Cyrax Assist, and they won't have the coverage. But that also feels like a tough situation to even be in there. Like, I have to just wait. My plan is to wait, eat all this chip and wait. Hope I don't get thrown while I'm waiting. Come on. Alright, a little low coming out here from Darklight. Dude, this Darklight thing is about to stick. And he's gonna hate it. Or he likes it. I don't know, we'll find out. Alright, Ashra, let's rip with the knee. Gonna take straight to the sky. He's gonna go for the double bar combo as well. 43%. 2 bars a meter, but also didn't use any Serena assist, so. Yeah, the back 3 stagger is like Reptile's main go-to, and Gears having no buttons to contest that is just problem city. It feels like you have to take a cameo. Like you have to rely on like sector rockets or just something to lock them down a little bit long enough, like just long enough to let you get in. But I don't know, maybe that's how Gears is designed. He is one of the potentially cameo-dependent characters. His lack of, like, a traditional fireball, I think, kind of lends credence to that, too. Because if you were even running, like, Serena assist with those fireballs, you'd be able to peg Reptile from further away. The Acid Ball can't do anything about the Serena fireball. It moves too slow. And even if the grenades are coming, I think you recover in time. You'd block the grenade. But I don't know. Yo, Mr. Vor coming through with the sub. Thank you so much. Dude, 41 months? Have I really been doing this long enough for 41 months to even happen? Mr. Vort doesn't own some time machine where he's subscribed to me before I even existed? That's crazy we've been doing that for that long. Holy shit. That's more than 3 years. Is that really more than 3 years? That's more than 3 years. That's almost 3.5 years. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much. Dude, exactly. You got the flashy. You got the flashy at least one time. That's what counts. I have to come up with something. Jeez, we'll have to get a care package for you. I'd send you a hoodie, but you already got one. You've done it all. You've got it all crossed off the list. Which, by the way, if anybody does actually like the Nightmare Series logo, which I personally think the fucking logo is tight, we do have merch, technically. So, that is available if you want to support the channel. It's not like a bunch of crazy stuff, but you can get a shirt with the logo on it, and I fucking love that logo. If I change anything in the future, like I might change the overlay, there's a lot of things that might change. That logo is very unlikely to change. I think it's great. I think it's perfect. I don't know, maybe it's too big. Yes, today I am all by myself. Family emergency came up for my cohort, so holding it down solo, but it's not bad. I gotta remember how to do all this stuff, make sure I'm hitting all this stuff, so maybe it's not an awful, what's it called, experiment or whatever, but I definitely prefer it with a partner. Because I spent 12 hours streaming Combat League last night until literally like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And then in pure rage, just streaming in pure rage the entire time. Or at least for the last 4 hours, just on full tilt. And then, because of that, I slept all day. So, zero time to do any proper taking care of anybody else or whatever. Or like hitting anybody else up. Responsibilities went out the window, and all for the sake of trying to grind more Combat League points out, which kinda didn't work. Although I will say, probably the most embarrassing part about yesterday's rage-fueled whatever was quitting back-to-back times against a Kung Lao player after I blocked a dive kick and then couldn't punish it, and then getting him 2 more times in a row after I quit and beating the fucking brakes off of him both times. So I should have fucking just beat him 4 times instead of letting the tilt overwhelm me and just rage quitting as soon as I couldn't punish a fucking dive kick. But fuck that, man. That fucking dive kick recovery drives me insane. I cannot fucking handle how safe that thing can be, and on whiff, they just start kicking you again. It's awful. But that was probably the worst part, was quitting to somebody that I clearly was able to beat, because I fucking beat them 2 more times when I ran into him again. Oh, dude, Dark Elite working on a flawless. Oh, the curse is still here. You're not getting a flawless on my stream. Get out of here. I still got it. Dude, the commentator's curse is strong with me. I'm so good at that. I'm so good at it.
Round 2, fight.
I wasn't even talking about the match for the whole time. First thing I say is someone's gonna poke your life words, I promise. But in different words. Good blocks. Goro was just called on some other nonsense, so he is unavailable. Dark Elite taking the opportunity, will get the successful punish here. Gonna get a throw to follow. Goro about to be available from Tanya, so another armored reversal or wake up here could be on the cards, as that has been Crisby's kind of go-to tool, although no meter to do it anymore. Spent the meter on, I believe, an amplified fireball or something, or I wasn't paying attention. Possible. Very possible. Look at this, you see Dark Elite just backing away, has the life lead for the time being, not really compelled to get in there and do some heavy damage. I believe that that life lead has now just shifted over to Crisby. It's a little hard to tell because their health numbers are not the same, so Astra is starting at 1050 health, and Crisby is starting at 950. Do keep in mind, it is not whoever has more health, it's whoever has the higher percentage of health, so if their health numbers are equal, I believe that it will be Crisby that wins. But that's not going to come up, as Dark Elite is going to cleanly take it 3-0, able to safely secure that victory, and now Grand Finals winner's side is where Dark Elite is going to be moving to next. Nicely done. All right. Alright, so that is going to do it. Still 6 players alive. That was not an elimination match, so Crisby is going to have another opportunity at a bit of redemption here. I mean, that being a 3-0 for Dark Elite, Crisby might want to try to come up with some ideas on how he can tackle the Astra matchup. Might just be something that I'm not familiar with, but you've got a little bit of time, as we've got a handful of matches that we're going to have to go through before Crisby has to play again. We're going to have to be doing Skinny versus Barry, as well as Isaiah versus Skill. I believe we're going to start off with Isaiah versus Skill, because they are the ones that have been waiting the longest. So we'll have Isaiah versus Skill next, then Skinny versus Barry, and then the winners of those 2 matches will face off, and then the winner of that will face off against Crisby. So let's go ahead and get some invites out to Isaiah and Skill. I should probably leave the lobby and make a new one. How do you feel about the changing your name to Darklight? Dark, how do you feel about that? I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one. I am pro Darklight. How do you feel about changing your name to Darklight? Your fan Lord Ballgrip has been typoing your name as Darklight, and I gotta say, I love it. I love it. Come on, you play Ashra. You got Dark Stance, Light Stance. It's so fitting. Let me call you Darklight. Let me refer to you as Darklight. Come on. Oh, good. Perfect. Then I'm gonna get in on it. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, who am I supposed to invite? I'm getting distracted. I was about to invite the wrong people. We were about to have a clusterfuck on our hands. I mean, I don't know. If it's a running gag, I will say this. Are you sure it's not a prophecy? Because you were, like, there's nothing dark light about Scarecrow other than maybe his forms or Scarlet or whatever, but Ashra, it's clear as day. Come on. Oh, wait, okay. Raven. Alright. It's an Injustice 1 callback. And there's somebody else named Darklight? You don't want to slip into their skin? A little identity theft for a moment there? I'm supposed to go AFK, right? Yeah.
Nitara, Ashra, Serena.
Oh, what have I done?
Sector, corrupted form.
You know of my Chris.
There's no Vaternian who doesn't.
Have you still been playing Infinite? The other day I was watching the Halo esports stuff, or whatever. It was like FaZe vs Optic. I hope Halo Infinite keeps sticking around. Halo's too good to just let it fade out. But Infinite doesn't do it for me. I haven't been playing it. But I also never was a big Halo fan. I wasn't. When I was a kid, I couldn't play Halo. I would get kicked out of the games when I tried to play online. The only game I could play online was Gears of War. Call of Duty and Halo would both kick me out of the lobby for whatever reason. So that's honestly the main reason I'm a gearhead, is because it was the only, I had no choice in the matter. My internet just couldn't handle being a part of a COD 4 or a Halo 3 lobby. Oh, this is gonna kill. Isaiah just gonna let it rip. Fatal blow coming out. And also you see Isaiah using Sector cameo. So it was Lau earlier. Isaiah using Sector in this one. Does seem to be somewhat matchup dependent. Although I want to say that Isaiah has used Serena as the anchor, right? Serena has been the character or the cameo that they've been switching to when the going gets real tough. And I don't think we saw that in their match versus Crisby. So Serena's still possibly another card up their sleeve, a trick up their sleeve, if you will, to unveil should the run back happen. Because the new season has like Flood vibes to it, which I'm down. I always thought the Flood was cool. I did not like. I'll be honest. As far as Halo goes, I'm like Covenant and Flood. The original enemies are cool. I don't know what those weird robots are, or the other like Halo 4 and 5 stuff. I don't know what's going on. So more Flood enemies, yes. Flood's tight. Or at least Flood stuff. I don't know if they're actually doing campaign. Well, that's gonna do it. Isaiah cooking. Also, I got the names wrong, don't I? Well, they'll be right after this one, I guess. Because Isaiah is gonna win round 1. Or game 1.
Brutality. Nitara wins.
What is it about that animation that bothers me? Something about the way that she's stroking their severed head. much like how Reptile pretends to rub his belly, I think it's just like because of the hyper realism of the mocap
In the Netherrealm.
attempt,
Shall we go to
coupled
hell
with
together?
the like it's ultimately like the heads all have different varying shapes and sizes and everything. Like they're not one to one. Like so when they and also they didn't mocap like a severed head probably. Well, they probably had like a mannequin head, but it just has that like that hover hand where it's not even touching it, or you know you can kind of tell the two aren't interacting. And it's because it's an animation that they have to service across multiple things. Like, if that was a moment in the campaign where when Tara ripped someone's head off, it would look really clean. Like, the hair would move, her fingers would travel through it, all sorts of stuff. But because it's a brutality animation that has to happen to everybody, regardless of what their head looks like, even if their head has a hood on it or not. I mean, Reptile's got a hood. The animation just looks a little... but whatever. It's a part of the Netherrealm charm, to some extent. Light to try to get over the Serena assist, not able to do it. The boomerang's catch on the way back. Isaiah in a little bit of trouble here. Rockets away, though, is going to save him there. Another rocket from Sector. It's going to track and chase her down. No follow-up, but uh-oh. He's got Fatal Blow. This could be the kill with Fatal Blow here. Oh, doesn't opt for it. Instead, goes right into the flight and the throw after to finish it, which means... Fatal Blow still available as we move into the second round here of game number 2. And Isaiah really clutching that one out. That one got dire. Okay, finds an opening with a throw. Great defense here, though, from Skill. Been doing a good job of not getting opened up by some of these flight cancel things. I gotta say, I'm a fragile player. If I ran into Isaiah, I'm almost certain that I would crack after like 2 of these flight cancel mix-ups on me, because I just want to push the buttons, and it feels like you're not supposed to. No pressing allowed. And Ashra gets the hit with the Serena assist. So that is going to secure a round here for Skill. Okay, oh wow. Went for the drill, but not going to get a punish because the rocket kept it safe. Throw here from Skill, sends her toward the corner. Although looking, because of how Natara is missing health, that 120 damage on her health bar looks way scarier than it is for everybody else's. It's interesting, you know, like when you throw a player using a Jax assist, you can just tell how much more health they have because the throw is just that much less of a chunk. Big answer here from Isaiah. Now this will not be enough to kill, but it is going to be bringing heavy damage here to the side of Skill. Also going to be the life lead here as Isaiah drags her through the dirt. One more hit could do it. The rocket is going to ensure that Isaiah gets to go for such a hit. Oh no, he did the forward rocket, suspecting some movement perhaps. Skill has a chance, trying to chip out. That was a beautiful play from Isaiah, and under normal circumstances might not have worked out as well. But because it was final hit for the kill, using the sweep to travel forward, get the movement needed to get that last final hit needed to just end the game. Not really worried if the Serena assist was going to hit him on the way back, because it doesn't matter anymore. The game's over. That's after the buzzer at that point. So really smart play from Isaiah to just recognize, I can end this now and not even worry about the coverage of the Serena assist that it usually supplies the character when they have a little bit more health to work with.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, potential final game here. Isaiah tries to summon Sector, not going to get the chance, and Skill from full screen, going to get a 300 damage combo. Finds another hit. Can't get the full follow-up, however. Look at, dude. Please do not put this character in Injustice. Did you fucking see that? If this is a back-to-block game, Natara's top tier. There is no way Natara is not top tier. Yo, that movement from Isaiah! He just hunted down the armor all night. We've got multiple Ashra players, and kind of the theme when discussing her has been that character wakes up for free. You cannot catch her. And Isaiah making me eat those words, absolutely hunting her down with the flight. And I think the interesting thing is he used the rocket to sort of incite the desire to move, right? So he throws the rocket, so Skill's like, okay, there's a rocket coming, I gotta get out of here. And because the rocket is non-committal, he doesn't have to put his body there. He can kind of hover around, see what Skill's gonna do, recognize Skill tried to run, and then just chased him down. The pursuit was on. Alright, Skill trying to get away yet again. There's the overhead. What the fuck was that? It just passed right through her. What the fuck happened? Did she block that and we just don't know? What the fuck happened? Did she not block that? That looked like she didn't block it. I don't have the game sound now. Maybe I just didn't hear it. What was that? What was that? Is this gonna kill? Got that extra Serena health. There's a possibility that the Serena health is gonna be the saving grace on this one. Yep, just barely. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Understandable. Thanks for letting me know though, Skinny.
You're already in my veins.
Brutality. Natara.
And that will do. She rips your arms off? I looked away to adjust the bracket, and when I looked back, Ashra didn't have any arms. What did you do to her, Natara? What did you do? Oh yeah, we've got to also increase the goal for support. Popping in another... Whoa, that'd be crazy. 367? Out of a goal of 10? That'd be nuts. Alright, so that is going to be a 3-0. Isaiah continuing to work his way through this lower bracket, as is the usual, though. I mean, every single time he's... goes into the lower bracket and then just absolutely turns it up. So, as far as our bracket is concerned, we are going to have a bit of a problem regarding Skinny. Skinny is unfortunately going to have to DQ out, so something came up. So we are going to have to skip that match, and it's just going to be Barry moving on immediately, but that is alright. We're going to go ahead and jump into the next match, which is going to be Isaiah versus Barry then, since Skinny's not able to play. Dude, I cannot spell your name for the life of me. The triple vowels, I fuck it up every time. Alright, so half of our competitors have gone home. We only have 4 remaining. We got Dark Elite waiting in winner's side, Crisby on the losers finals, and Barry versus Isaiah about to go down. Only one of them will make it out alive on this one, though. Will it be our current points leader, Isaiah? Or is Barry going to bring some to the table that Isaiah has not seen before, and perhaps pull a fast one on him? Let's go ahead and get those invites out and find out. Right. Ooh. What is this thing? Oh. Damn it. Alright, so losers semi-finals. I don't actually know if I'm going to be spelling it right. I'm like, not confident.
Natara, Reptile, Sector,
Right.
Striker, Cage, Mansion.
Viternus isn't the ghastly place you think.
Then how did it produce you?
Round 1.
Does
Fight.
this lower bracket thing cover up the timer? Yeah, I this is from the old overlay. That's in the way. We'll have to move that for next week. Alright, nice little opening here for Isaiah. Gonna get some solid damage. Switches sides over and over again. I mean, dude, it is real hard to know where this thing's coming from. That being said, I would be curious if when you see her flying like that, is up block an option? I'm sure she can bait the up block, so it's a scary option. But I'd be curious if up block would be a way to kind of tone down some of the wild offense she's got. For the majority of air normals, they do get shut down with an up block. He missed the invisibility. The acid bubble ends up catching him, and I want to say that Barry summoned that from invisibility. That wasn't something that he summoned and then followed. Isaiah came in with a dive kick, and Barry was down there blowing a bubble. But you just couldn't tell because he was invisible. Also, if that font for top 8 looks familiar, it's the same font that the Pro Tour used on their announcement. And by the way, I've been using this font for years before their announcement, so somebody that works there has a similar taste to me. I should try to get hired then. Let me pick the fonts and stuff. I got an eye for design, clearly, if they're using them. But yeah, the font for top 8, as well as a couple of the other graphics that we used to use for MK11 are the font that they're using for the Mountain Dew trailer for the Pro Tour. It's called the American Captain. If you want to look it up on DeFont, so that you know you can look it up and know exactly what I'm talking about. I got the receipts on that one. I know what it is. And Barry gonna go ahead and take game number 1 with the brutal. He's gone.
Reptile wins.
Alright. Isaiah finding a little bit of trouble here with this reptile. And this reptile causing problems. Caused some problems for Demoralize earlier as well.
Natara.
Very, very intriguing to see how this is playing out here. I mean, the Striker Assist is just really supplying a heavy amount of coverage, and we also haven't even seen Barry really using the overhead low mix that Striker has just kind of baked into him. We also haven't seen any of the restand, which Reptile may be a character that doesn't benefit heavily from the restand, you know, not going to be a character that's necessarily going to be getting a bunch out of the plus 30 or whatever that is because he doesn't have like a great low overhead game. But regardless, you know, the other tools available to him that we may end up finding later on. And at bare minimum, the restand allows you to guarantee chip setup in some situations, which, the way that this game is working out, that absolutely you could very well find yourself in a situation where that is the optimal route. Alright, the grenades come through, and he's just gonna dive through that low hat. No fear from Barry. Right now, very little life left, though, to justify such behavior. One more hit will do it. Another low hat, and there it is. So, unfortunately, Barry running out of resources to work with here. No meter on the side of Reptile either. Good teleport to get around the low hat, but Isaiah absolutely ready for it. I think he did instant air teleport. Yeah, you can't do that from the ground. You have to do that from a jump. So, that was like really low to the ground that he did that even. Nicely done, though. Right, throw is good. Nice little opening there. Sweep into the low hat. More low hat coming out here. Barry doing a great job of blocking all that, but that's kind of the problem right now. What Barry wants to be doing is making his opponent block. He doesn't have a lot of life left to even afford these chip scenarios that Isaiah has been presenting. So Barry now looking to get on the offensive. Grenades are out. That's going to be his turn. Overhead gets the splat. But the jump from Isaiah is going to secure it, just avoiding the offense and coming down with a little bit of death of his own. Full combo here in the corner, too. Is it a brutal? It is. Gimme that. She likes the green blood. Apple flavored. Yeah, is her hand clipping through the hood on there now because he's wearing a hood? Perfect. That's what I was talking about. The animation is not designed to be, or it's intended to be used on multiple characters, but it doesn't work because of the variables of the different characters. So it looks weird. It genuinely looks weird. And it's the kind of thing that it's not, so like, I don't know, some people were complaining. The Omni-Man trailer, when he, like, right before he flies, he, like, steps forward and his leg clips through his cape. And there's, like, an aspect where people are like, you're paying attention to the wrong thing. It's like, alright, yeah, you know, you're fine. You're kind of right. This is not, it's on the screen for a couple frames before it moves to a new scene and you don't see it. However, where she's, like, holding the head weird, that's the highlight. There's not much else to look at there. In that moment. That's what they want you to look like. They blacked out the rest of the stage. They're highlighting the character and what the character's doing, and the only movement is her pretending to stroke the head, and then her hand, she's holding it out for the camera with it clipping through stuff. Like, that kind of stuff, it's hard to ignore. It's hard to ignore. One more chip will do it. The grenade is just barely out of range here. Isaiah didn't have a lot to work with. Tried to make something happen, but the defense from Barry will mean he is going to secure round number 1 here as we move deeper and deeper into this loser's bracket match. Nice avoidance on those grenades, but tragically, avoiding those grenades doesn't really get you much. This time, no grenades to throw, though, so Isaiah done avoiding. Now he's going in. Big damage going to come the way of Reptile. The setup as well. A little bit too quick with the hit from the hat, so not able to follow up, it looks like. That's the thing, those meaty low hats, if they stay on the ground long enough, when the hat hits, you actually get a combo out of it. Particularly, I think if somebody like does a delay get up and they stand up on the hat without blocking it, you can totally light them up for that. And full combo. It's basically just an extra hit. Nice little whiff punish there from Isaiah that will secure the second round. So final round here in game number 3. Who is going to take the lead? Right, 387 into the corner. Trying to keep the pressure going. You see these flight cancels into the corner, and Barry is just not figuring out where they're supposed to swing. Oh, good blocks on that. Advances far enough to hit Striker as well. That was a big risk from Barry. You could kind of tell what Barry wanted there was throw out the death roll and then hopefully have the grenades as coverage. But Nitara just came out swinging with those advancing strikes, ends up hitting Striker before he can deploy it. And that is going to be curtains on game number 3. Isaiah now taking the lead.
Nitara, Reptile, Kung Lao, Striker, the Fire Temple.
Veternians have never fed on reptiloids.
Should I be offended or relieved?
Right.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. Potential final game here. Isaiah looking to do yet another loser's run all the way. Although waiting for him at the end of this match, if he wins, is the run back. Now, last 2 weeks, Isaiah has had to deal with the run back as well. And both times, the run back in losers finals, he's won it. So we'll see if this is another one, but he's got to get there first, and Barry is not having it. Corner pressure now from Reptile. Striker grenades on deck, not being used just yet, but they are available. Next turn that he gets, if he gets one, they could end up coming out. Here comes those Striker grenades. Needs another clean hit to make it happen. Fatal blow available. No meter from Isaiah to prevent it if it goes that way, but he jumps out of it. Isaiah with the dive kick will now be on set point. Acid bubbles out. A little bit of a stalemate there from that one. Goes in for the death drop, and Isaiah just patient as ever. Also going to get the punish on Striker, which means no breaking out of this. 47, 48% damage coming through. A little extra because you got the bonus hit on Striker, but Barry's in trouble right now. Breaker comes out, all the meter gone. Fatal blow will be available from Reptile, so not completely out of this one. Overhead connects, goes for yet another one. Keeps swinging. The low, or the launching kick. The grenades, keep it going. The death roll afterward. I think he could do this off of another clean hit. The grenades, gets the flashlight in the eye here. If he can find the fatal blow, the low hat hits him. Meter starting to build up here for Isaiah, and the flight cancels are gonna do it. Barry had kind of been dumping his meter on that offense to try to make the comeback. So no breaker available, and it's Isaiah who will advance. But Barry with a great performance here. So that is going to be Barry going down in 4th place here this week. So solid for him. A lot of points going his way. And let's go ahead and pop those scores in. So losers semifinals is where we're at. Dude, I'm spelling this name. Did I get it right? No, I didn't get it right. Dude, I cannot spell his name. Alright, so, losers finals coming up. Isaiah versus Crispy. Oh no, you need 5 minutes? Oh no! Please be exaggerated 5 minutes when you only need like a few minutes, and not under exaggerated 5 minutes where you need like 15 minutes to get back from the store. What, Bucka? What? Come here. Alright, well, while we've got a little bit of time, what we're gonna do and take a peek at these pools for ECT. So, I guess we should look at the top 24 bracket to see who's made it. Pulse versus Rewind. Gambler versus hasn't decided yet. B-Dog got Blue Linkies versus Simij. Let's go Blue. Plural versus Big Daddy. Blue already won DNF at ECT, by the way. Destroyer versus Gur. That's going to be a good match. And then this is just the one pool, right? There's another one. Oh. Alright, we're just... I don't know how to figure out which one's the right one there. That's going to be... I'll have to check. I'll have to check to see where they're at. What's this one? And this is the other one, right? We were in K3, so we want to see K4. Yeah, we want to see K4. We got K4. We got Mighty and Justin Wise. And we got Dio and Matrix, Kevo and Cease. Video Games Go. Pure. Okay. You were saying they were in I7. Okay, so Misfit did pretty good. Misfit took out Cursed, Sparrow. Sparrow was really good and then lost to Kevo. Kevo's been a fucking demon, though, since MK9. I'm assuming that's Kevo to man. He was a really good Cabal player in MK9. So, tell me 25th place out of... I mean, that's top 32. That's really good. Out of 300 people, that's really good. Oh, nicely done, nicely done. How do I go back? I'm stuck. I want to see who Blue has played. How did Blue get here? Let's see. Blue is guaranteed 17th. He lost to Gambler. Okay. He beat Rebel. It was Rebel, Deadly Rebel is what it used to be. Deadly Rebel, so he's just going by Rebel now. He beat Zane. He beat Glitchy. He beat Anti-Bo. Okay. Nice. Nice. This Rebel's really good. Rebel's really good. The Gambler match is rough. Samij is going to be another tough one, but I think he can do it. I think he can do it. Oh, man. Do you know what just happened? So, Frisbee says coming, right? And then on my screen, I have two chats open. I have the bot, and then I have the stream chat or whatever. And I accidentally, like, scrolled my mouse on the other one, and it like, moved the messages up so that the most recent message was, again, give me 5 minutes. And I thought that Isaiah was trolling and asking for 5 minutes. I was like, no! How did this happen? But it was just my mouse wheel. We're good. That'd actually be pretty awful. Alright, so this is Losers Finals, and it is Isaiah versus Frisbee. Looks like Frisbee's ready to go. Isaiah has been good to go. So, we'll get this next set up for you guys in just a moment. Alright, invites are out. Alright, Isaiah's here, just waiting on Frisbee. Alright, looks like our competitors have entered the arena. Losers Finals, and this is a run back. You can see on our current bracket that's on the screen, they played earlier, first match of the evening. Isaiah versus Frisbee. Isaiah got one game. Frisbee took it, though. 3-1 in the end. So we'll see if Isaiah's losers bracket run has given him some time to warm up, get up to speed, and if he's got anything new planned for their second meetup, as this is now the run back. And again, the last 3 weeks, or the last 2 weeks, so week 1 and 2, this is the exact same thing that happened to Isaiah. He lost his winners semifinal match, and then during Losers Finals with the run back, took him out. So Isaiah seemingly thriving under pressure as we move into our finals, or our Losers Finals match. But, of course, I got a feeling that Frisbee does not want history to repeat itself. Frisbee is looking to make a huge debut. First time in the Nightmare series through all of our games. Haven't seen them in MKX, haven't seen them in MK11, none of the Injustice 2 throwback events that we ran. This is our first time seeing Frisbee. We didn't even see them during pools, as they managed to stay off of stream and made it all the way to the top 8 without us even getting to see what they were playing. So Frisbee having a hell of a debut, and if they can make it to Grand Finals, even better if they can win the whole thing first time out, that is going to be huge. But Isaiah is not looking for some new blood to make it through. He wants to keep the old guard intact. Uh-oh, a little bit too far for the punish. Oh, he's in there. He's got the meter, too. That's going to do it, maybe? This is some pretty heavy damage. I really like the way Isaiah approached this. He hit that big, heavy damage combo, and then his immediate response after that was to just start backing off. Because he will, I don't even know, wanted to just build some space, get a little time, build back his cameo, perhaps. but took things back to the mid-screen, and then through patience, found another hit, and then killed him with the second hit. So really solid play from Isaiah. I also want to note that Isaiah is using Serena now. I want to say that he used Kung Lao their first outing, I think for the whole set. And Serena is going to actually give Isaiah access to a threat at full screen. Much like Ashra, Serena Assist allows Nitara to actually convert at any distance. She has moves that will go far enough to catch somebody that gets hit by that Serena Assist, even at full screen. So before, with that Lao hat not really giving the kind of ability to get in quite as heavily, or at least put your opponent, you know, to pump the brakes on any kind of projectile throwing of their own, Serena is going to give that. So here we go. That's that full screen lunge, and just going to go ahead and get a full combo extension out of this, ground bounce included. And that's 34% off of just a stray Serena assist. So Crisby's going to need to be really careful in the neutral, because you stand up at the wrong time, you swing at the wrong time, and Nitara is going to get in there. Speaking of, she gets in there yet again, and that will be the kill for game number 1. Already a different sort of flavor coming out here from Isaiah. Very quickly securing that first game. A different assist coming from them as well. And as per the usual here in the Nightmare series this season, Isaiah looking real strong on this lower bracket run.
Nitara, Tanya, Goro, Serena, Treasure Chamber.
You found
Alright, here
the
we go.
Outworlder.
Crispy sticking
Now
to
what?
it. Going to be
I
rocking
intend to
Tanya
slay
yet
the
again, so
vampire.
no significant changes here to the lineup or his approach. It's also going to be Goro as well, so the classic pairing here from the Tanya side of things. Alright, nice little anti-air from Crispy. Here's something else that I haven't seen happening a lot, but I think will happen. People talk about when somebody jumps in the air and like there's no neutral jump punch and stuff. And I somewhat agree, neutral jump punch where you just jump up, hit one button, and they bounce off the ground, you get a full combo, that is gone. But what isn't gone is air strings. So now you don't jump up and push one button, you jump up and you push a whole string. Some of the characters have a ground bounce, a lot of the characters you can at least call an assist to hit them after your air string to keep going. So I think that will start to come up more. I mean, you saw Crispy jump and do the one air hit, but if that's part of a longer air string, that could eventually be the way that the meta kind of shifts for players. So just jumping up and using their full air strings on air-to-air trades to see what kind of damage routes they can procure from that. I mean, I'll say for Reiko, if I could get a combo started with air jumping one into Scorpion, that actually could be some pretty good damage. Speaking of good damage, though, Crisby gonna get caught here by a fatal blow from Isaiah, so that is gonna secure another round for the Vampirus. Vampirus? How am I supposed to say that? Is that even a thing? Do vampires have... I'm sure that that probably is. I don't think I made that word up. Alright, little spinny turtle shell coming through. And there's those full screen Serena assists. Isaiah just checking his opponent. Red light, green light game going on. And as soon as Serena's out, red light, can't move. Alright, nice little poke underneath the throw. Gonna get his own throw to follow up as well. Right now, though, Crispy does still have that life lead. Red light. Red light. Ooh, you moved! Serena about to be available yet again for Nitara. And now just flying away. I think, is she building meter that whole time as well? I wasn't looking at her meter. I'll have to double check. But if she's building meter that whole time that she's flying away like that, that is absurd. It doesn't look like she's building meter doing those specials, though. If those are specials. That might just be air movement that's not tied to a special move. But just trying to run the clock here. 12 seconds left. The life lead is barely in Isaiah's favor. Red light comes out. Makes away an up block. Oh, no! He didn't get the punish after the up block in time. That was it, too. I mean, Crisby had that. He absolutely had that, just barely too slow on the swing. But that was the right idea. 100% the right idea as well, is to go for the up block from the air normals to then try to get the life lead back in those few final moments. So a little bit of an unfortunate error there from Crisby, but thinking on the right page. And I think that the takeaway from that needs to be, as you move into game 3 here, don't focus on the mistake, focus on the fact that you had the right idea and that you're playing at that right level, and just try to maintain that without getting too worried about the execution errors. As we move now, the pressure starting to mount on Crisby. He beat him already. He can do it again, but Isaiah is not making it easy on him. The armor from the start is going to allow Crisby to get that first hit meter bonus. And that first hit meter bonus, much like MKX and MK9 before, incredibly valuable. I will tell you, I will, for the most part, take almost any hit if it means that I get to throw a projectile and hit you first to get the meter. Like, I don't care about any. I just want to get the first hit meter bonus, because that meter is so incredibly valuable. And I'll do anything for it. Anything. Alright, nice little throw here. Dude, she just like covers herself with her wings during the throw. Nice little cocoon to hide in for a moment. Alright, under pressure. Nice little armor out from Crisby, and this has been kind of the Tanya special all night from them, is to use that wake-up armor to get clear of any kind of pressure that is a little bit too heavy for him. Now the throw to follow is going to mean Crisby is going to be taking round number 1 in game 3 here. So starting to come online, and looking to also maintain this full screen presence, but dude, just Isaiah is so quickly able to traverse that whole screen and get in on you. Nice little sequence here for Isaiah. Crisby now sitting on Breaker is going to choose to get out of this damage here, but Isaiah just lets rip with a Serena assist and is going to have another go. Double airstring route there. You see she briefly touches the ground just long enough to jump back up there and start swinging for airstrings again. I honestly, having watched this character and not played as this character, so I don't know what the struggles are. All I see is Isaiah cooking people with it. I've heard a lot of other Natara players say their mileage varies completely, that they have problems, but Isaiah seemingly finding a way to make it work with this character in a way that other players just cannot. And man, this character looks fun to play, that for sure. And like the way that she's constantly in the air doing damage and stuff, I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool and a fun design. There is a likelihood that she is a struggle character. I'm not trying to take away from that, but you know, those struggles be damned. She's fun to watch, that's for sure. Alright, nice little throw tech here. A little bit of a sloppy exchange there between those two. Missed punishes from both sides, but either way, they are going to try to find their way back into a neutral, and it is Isaiah starting to fall behind first. Crisby has Fatal Blow on his opponent's end to worry about now. I gotta stop wording it like that. I'm talking about the other person using the other name. I'll have you know, it's me just quickly trying to recover from saying the wrong name. How about that? How about I come clean and say I said the wrong name, and then I just said the thing I was thinking about in the opposite of them. So now you know, look under the hood, behind the curtain, what goes on in my small brain. Alright, here we go, game number 3, Crisby finding some momentum. Are they going to be able to keep it up? They've won 3 games before in their previous meeting on the winner side of the bracket. But Isaiah is already within reaching distance of snagging victory here. 1 away.
Round 1. Fight.
Life pick's coming out. Nice flawless block. Crisby keeping that life bar intact. This time he will eat a little chip for the trouble, though. Good defense, but Goro is there for the coverage. Nice throw tech, though. Neither one of these players making it easy. The overhead is going to sniper out of the sky. This time a big opening. No option to opt, or did not opt to go for damage on that, though. And this is going to be Isaiah opting for some damage here. Oh, wow. Tried to poke. Isaiah was way too high in the air, but then immediately on the ground as well. So lots of damage coming out. The Serena assist just going to be draining the meter to make sure there's no breaking out of it either. Alright, Crisby with the throw. Now, I don't think a Fatal Blow route from Tanya wins here, but it could be close. Drill not quite enough, but you got to appreciate the tenacity there. Frisbee knowing if that did hit, they would be able to make something happen. Had the Goro assist to try to do so, but in the end, it is going to end up being Isaiah who avoids that and gets the kill. Nice little poke on the jump in there. Still continuing to try to find an opening here. Frisbee hasn't been able to get the big hits needed, though, to add the damage on. This time, oh no, no hit confirm again from the twirly stick. Frisbee perhaps feeling the pressure now. Uh-oh, big dive kick connects. Doesn't go for the amplified version, and that is going to be some meter spent now. But that fireball, okay, the whiff wasn't punished. There it is, the low from Isaiah means the beginning of some damage, and with that breaker just happening, Frisbee will have to hold all of this damage. 395 and counting here. Going to be capping out at, what, 45%? Almost 46. And then just keeps going. Beautiful little conversion there. Look at that. Frisbee, though, finds a little conversion of his own. Halfway through. Fatal Blow will get let rip here, so this is going to connect. Obviously not enough to kill, but Frisbee just trying to let his opponent know that he is here and here to play. Boom. Man, that goes all the way through their head like that? That is a death blow. There's no way. You can survive Goro dislocating your arms, but that went through the brain. The thinking box just got mushed. Nicely done from Frisbee. Beautiful comeback on that one. The Fatal Blow was just the beginning. He took the life lead and then was able to kind of just chip out and throw his opponent to death for the final. So Frisbee now starting to come alive here. Tied up. Final round here of game number 4. Isaiah, of course, though, set point available. Frisbee just looking to stay alive and keep this thing going. This is going to be the conversion from Isaiah. Takes to the skies, which, of course, he does. It's Nutara. That's all that she does. All of her combos are in the sky. Which I think is cool. I like that her, like, main thing is, like, hit them on the ground to get him in the sky, and then when you're up there, you stay up there. Oh, tried to jump out, but Frisbee finds a hit there. There's the throw to follow as well. Looks like Isaiah was waiting for the overhead. Another hit on the jump. Doesn't commit to anything afterward. Her sweep has got some good range to it, too, and I also really like how she kind of backs away during it. So she kind of keeps herself safe, and she's using her weapon. So you can't really, like, trade with it by hitting her because she's not putting herself in a position to get hit. And the armor just lets rip. Nutara one last shot. And didn't have the meter to survive blocking that, so Frisbee gonna go ahead and tie things up with a chip out here. And that is gonna bring us to a game 5, which I believe is actually our first game 5 of the night. A lot of these have been 3-0s, a handful of 3-1s, but for the first time tonight, we are gonna be bringing it down to the final round. Our final game between these opponents. There are no second chances left, no time left to adapt other than within the game itself. No cool-off period coming up either. You are just right into the heat of battle here, and Isaiah is making a switch over to Kung Lao. Now, the interesting thing about this is, traditionally, Isaiah has been switching over to Serena to close sets out, and it's worked. That's why he's first place on the points leaderboard. Previously, Isaiah had been running Kung Lao in their previous set, and Frisbee won that. So Frisbee's already dealt with the Lao, but maybe Isaiah is just looking to get some conditioning built, wants his opponent to get familiar with fighting Serena, to then start mixing in the Lao offense, because now, Lao coming out for a clean 365, and Nutara looking to continue to go to work. Gets hit, though. This little drill to close it out. Turtle Shell is blocked. Low poke is going to tag Goro there, so Goro is going to go on extended cooldown. Beautiful conversion off the Lao hat, and Isaiah making the Lao pick look like it was absolutely the right choice. Alright, ducking. Okay, nice avoidance on the drill. Let's rip with the fireball, the mid fireball. But you see how the low hat went underneath it? Even though that Tanya's fireball eats other fireballs, it has to actually touch them to interact with them, and so the low hat just travels right underneath it and completely avoids it. I wonder if it does that with Liu Kang's. I think Liu Kang's has probably got the biggest kind of hurt box to it that eats other projectiles. So maybe Liu Kang's the only one that can successfully eat the low hat, and even then, everything that I've seen so far gives me the idea that there's a possibility that even Liu Kang's wouldn't work, because that low hat has just been surviving, but Crisby is not surviving here. Barely any health left, and the low hat is going to do it. Isaiah just lets Witten rip, and caught him on the toesies there. Unfortunate, but it is going to be Isaiah. Repeating history, again, by the way. I mean, Isaiah loses on the winner's side. First match of top 8. He loses it, and then it just heats up, warms up, gets ready to go, gets, you know, finds his rhythm, finds his stride, whatever phrasing you want to use for it. He is able to get it together by the time we then get to later on in the bracket, and when they run into each other in the run back, Isaiah's got his number by that point. So let's go ahead back to that bracket, by the way, and pop these scores in here. So we're going to go ahead and for Crisby, first time I've had to hit the 2 key all night. I think I've fat fingered it once or twice on accident, but this is the first deliberate one. And then we've got Grand Finals, yet again, Isaiah. So Dark Elite versus Isaiah. And that is going to be our final set of the evening here. We'll go ahead and get some invites out for that. Winner is going to be taking home the lion's share of the points. I think it's 250 points for first, 200 points for second. So Isaiah, I think, guaranteed to stay first place in the points. They'll have 650 minimum after this. Otherwise, with this being Dark Elites, I think first time, even if Dark Elite wins, that 250 points is going to put them on the leaderboard, but it is not going to take them to the top, because there are other players that have been playing multiple weeks, and those multiple weeks in the end is really what helps make sure you have enough points to get in. Of course, if you don't have the time for multiple weeks, there's always the LCQ, where if, regardless of how many points you have, you're able to enter the final tournament just by winning the LCQ. So there aren't points up for grabs during the LCQ, it's just winner takes all, the final spot is theirs. So if you haven't been able to make all the weeks, or if by week 7 you don't have the points necessary to make it in, you do have a chance to make it in through the LCQ. All right. I don't remember who I've already invited, so I'm going to invite you both again. I think I invited Dark Elite first. Oops. Whatever. Alright, here we go. Grand Finals about to be underway. Dark Elite versus Isaiah. Again, Isaiah is our current points leader within the Nightmare series, so they have a lot already kind of going for them, and this is going to embolden their lead that they have right now. Either way that this goes, I think Isaiah's in a great position, but I'm sure Isaiah would love to say that they are the winner yet again. They won week 1. Poisey came through and got in the way on week 2. Poisey didn't show up for week 3, however, so Isaiah has a chance to carve their name into the champion stone yet again, if they can make it happen. But Dark Elite looking to rob Isaiah of that glory here. So if it's not Poisey, it's Dark Elite perhaps. Dark Elite will hopefully be making some more appearances in the later match or season episodes as well. Really looking forward to seeing some Dark Elite through here. Been a good friend of Dark Elite for a while. Dark Elite has been, well, maybe good friends like way too strong word. We didn't talk a ton, but I've known Dark Elite for a while, and now, you know, he's one of the frogs, so we play some games outside of this as well, and I'm cheering for Dark Elite at all times. Dark Elite is a good dude, so I hope that they continue to do well, and I like to see him participate in the Nightmare series. I know, like, the other thing is they're also competing on the other consoles as well, so that's maybe the main reason you wouldn't see them, and that is due in part because Dark Elite is just that good. You know, they're able to make it through on the PlayStation side too, but they show the Xbox side some love, and always happy to see that. Alright, Dark Elite trying to back away here. And you see Isaiah has gone with the Sector assist as well. So Sector, Serena, as well as Kung Lao seem to be the three that Isaiah likes to use. And it really does seemingly depend on which character he's up against, which one he goes to start with. Although in the past, it seemingly has also been Serena that kind of clutches out in the end for him. This might be the kill, though. He's got the meter to do it, and there's no break available. Isaiah gonna claim round one. Dark Elite was trying to hang in there, but, I mean, eventually this offense is going to crack you, it seems. Nice throw tech. Alright. Away. Isaiah does not have the life lead. Gets tagged by multiple projectiles, and those do actually end up turning into extra damage from the light side of things. Dark Elite needs just a little bit more, and that'll do it. Now, those do go away between rounds. So those purple sort of swirly things are going to go away here. But Dark Elite ties things up. Swings with the sword from downtown. Wow, wait, what was that? Her flawless block counted for, like, multiple things. He didn't take chip until, like, the third hit. I wonder if that's because those were jailed. Like, all... Because I'm pretty sure if you flawless block something, if you're jailed into anything afterward, you also maintain that flawless block, even if it's not the same string. So if somebody, like, you know, flawless block, like, you know, you flawless block, like, Reiko's +8 thing into something else afterward, you're still, you know, able to keep the initial flawless block chip reduction. Uh-oh, Rocket's doing some heavy damage here. Isaiah gonna close it out. Game number 1, first blood drawn, and it is by Natara. Okay, here we go. Game number 2.
You will scream, demon, with joy when I take your life.
Okay, that looks fine.
Round 1.
Now, this is the grand finals, and Dark Elite's on the winner side of things. That's what the W and the L mean. So, in order to win this, Isaiah has to win not only the next, or not only 2 more games, but another 3 after that. Doesn't have to be the next 2, but he does need to win essentially 2 more games before Dark Elite wins 3. If Dark Elite wins 3 at any point, it's over. So Dark Elite, if he can get to 3 first, then he wins. If Isaiah gets to 3 first, then he'll reset the bracket, and then there'll be another race to 3 after that. Okay, some opening here. Ooh, got him. And the blood spit come out. Dark Elite a little bit too far away, but nice up block. No punish, though. I wonder if that's not up block punishable, because that's the same thing that happened to Crisby. And I kind of thought that maybe Crisby just mistimed it, but Dark Elite, that looked like Dark Elite was swinging immediately, and it still didn't work. So maybe it's just not up block punishable. That would be intriguing. I mean, as a character that is dedicated to the sky, I suppose up block as a mechanic would be the kind of thing that would just completely destroy the character if it did make everything she did punishable. So maybe it does just shut down the offense and maybe take away her turn without getting her killed. But I don't know. Still some science to be done. Judge is not, or the verdict's not out on that one. Alright, here we go. Isaiah getting some good damage here. Doesn't have a lot of meter, so he opts to save his meter instead of spending for some extra. And Serena gonna steal him of what little meter he has. Overhead connects. Dark Elite committed to the projectile instead, though. And now Dark Elite tries to find a throw. Isaiah has been doing a great job of teching the throws. Alright, Rocket's away. bang, bang. Forward throw connects. Alright, Dark Elite in a little bit of trouble here. 30 seconds left. He's got a lot of life to dig through, and he can't really afford to even get thrown here. Nice avoidance. Doesn't commit, though. Song is too happy for what's happening right now. Alright, switches to Dark Stance. 10 seconds left. You can see Isaiah is kind of just committing to that route. He got the hit. I think Fatal Blow would have actually been enough to kill, but the Sector Rocket was there to make sure that didn't happen. So Isaiah now answering yet again and takes game number 2. Alright, here we go.
Nitara, Asha, Sector, Scorpion, Sundo.
Game number 3. Potential bracket reset on the line here.
Together.
Round 1.
We do have a cameo switch from Dark Elite, so no more Serena. Now opting to utilize Scorpion. The interesting thing about Scorpion, traditionally Scorpion's fire breath doesn't hit your opponent in the neutral, right? Your opponent's sitting on the other side of the screen, you call Scorpion, they're fine. But Nitara doesn't spend a lot of time actually sitting on the other side of the screen. They spend a lot of time flying. And Scorpion's fire breath will hit you out of the air. So just kind of random fire breaths can actually prove to be somewhat problematic for Nitara if she's spending too much time airborne. And just by having it available, you know, Isaiah might just decide to stay grounded a little more. So even if we don't see it happening, the threat of it might allow Dark Elite to get a little bit of a better footing here and start to answer back. Alright, there's the Dark Burst. And Dark Burst meaty as well, seemingly guaranteed. You hit one, you can force them to block the follow-up. Alright, switches back to Light Stance. We'll get the extra damage from one of those charges. The overhead from Scorpion connects, and Dark Elite immediately takes that to town, cashes it in, and that is going to be round number 1 here of Game 3. And this is after a cameo swap here from Dark Elite, so Dark Elite definitely reaching into the bag for some other options. We'll see if he's found a good one. And of course, the tournament not over if Isaiah wins this one. Still has another one to go, but Dark Elite making this Scorpion pick seem real solid. An unfortunate drop there on the combo, though. Maybe a little rusty with the Scorpion play. Alright, throw will connect. It's going to be the back throw, however. Oh, no! Another drop from Dark Elite. Hasn't used Scorpion in a minute. But just keeps swinging with the sword. One more bit of chip will do it here. Is he going to get the chance? Isaiah, Fatal Blow available. Not likely to use it here, but the Rocket. Oh, okay, the Scorpion assist. Just letting it rip. And that is Dark Elite on the board here.
Asha wins.
Alright, here we go. Game number 4. Dark Elite starting to put some momentum together. If he can get the next 2 in a row, he'll end this thing. Isaiah, if he can win another one, he'll essentially erase that win that Dark Elite has gotten. Dark Elite's wins do not carry over in the bracket reset. So, to some extent, if Dark Elite doesn't win this, all he's really doing is learning. Which learning is good. That's what Isaiah did with his initial matchup versus Crisby in the winner side of things, and then when they met again, it was over. The thing here, though, for Dark Elite is when they meet again is literally the next match. Like you just play right after. So there's not any like downtime between them to sort of think upon how those interactions went. You're right in the heat of it, which could be beneficial. You have a fresh memory of what happened to maybe work with, but also no time to lab any ideas that you came up with in the interim. Nice Scorpion Spear to get out of trouble. Isaiah has that Fatal Blow available, but Dark Elite just patiently waiting outside of her range and really starting to get back into control here, doing a great job of dictating where Isaiah is actually going to be allowed to kind of fly around at. That is an unfortunate drop, though. Dark Elite will be punished big time for this. Isaiah going to take a hefty chunk of that life bar off. 40% almost, just shy. But nice hunt down on the Ashra wake up, just like he did to Skill. Sends the rocket out to bait the wake up, and then immediately floating backwards and flying to hunt them down. And it's absolutely working out beautifully. Isaiah should be able to kill here, although maybe I'm wrong. Some sort of scaling threw that off, but doesn't matter. He will find the hit needed. And Isaiah now on set point. Bracket is about to be reset if he can make it happen one more time. Alright, beautiful dive kick, gets right over the projectile. Dark Elite immediately having to spend the meter, and potentially gonna be second guessing going for those projectiles anymore in the neutral. Dark Elite gets caught again. Isaiah doing some decent damage, didn't have any meter to really spend, or was that we're willing to spend at least. Dark Elite now finding the opening. The cash is in the finale. It's whoever qualifies for the finale. This is where the money is at, and it's not just the top 3 that get paid. And that is going to do it. Isaiah has reset the bracket. Right now it's at 400, but if anybody wants to add to it, they're more than welcome to. So, at least in the previous seasons, we've had people donating extra money for the prize pool as well. So if there's people out there feeling generous or enjoying the action, they're more than welcome to. Any donations go straight to the prize pool.
And kill you with it. You are welcome to try.
But with us hitting the sub goal every week, it means it is very likely that we're going to be doing another sub or another season, which we should be able to have a similar prize pool for as well. Because this is $400 out of my pocket. I didn't have any sponsors or anything for it, so this is just me throwing up the prize money. But if we can get some extra sponsors or stuff now that we've had the season going for a little bit, then potentially have even bigger prize pools. Like in the past, I want to say like the season 8, the final, or not the final season, but the season before the last season that we did of MK1 was like $1,300 in the prize pool at the end. And like overall through all of the different tournaments, we probably gave out like $10,000 in prize money overall to everybody. So a lot of coins have been up for grabs. But we've had various sponsors in the past, and I gotta get on looking for sponsors for next season. We're a little bit too far off for starting to do that. I think starting to do that work. I don't actually know how to do that work, so maybe I should have already started. But that'll be the plan, is to try to find some sponsors so we can get some extra coins for you guys to fight over. All right, here we go. Dark Elite, as we move into the bracket reset, finds round number 1. Armor's away. Nicely done. I like how Dark Elite is using the Scorpion armor to get out of there. Kind of ensuring that whatever Dark Elite, or whatever Natara is coming up with, whatever setup Isaiah may have in line to follow the rocket, doesn't want to deal with it. Because the thing is, much like her innate armor, the Scorpion armor has 2 hits. So you have to hit him more than twice in order to break it. I think you have to hit the Scorpion assist at least 3 times in order to actually stop it. So even when you're hitting a rocket plus a normal at the same time, it's just not enough, because those 2 hits get eaten by the armor and then they're gone. So here we go. Dark Elite, after the bracket reset, has gone ahead and taken game number 1. We are doing a tournament right now, but if you show up on one of the days where we're not doing a tournament, more than welcome to throw down with you. But today is tournament day, so we're focusing on getting through the tournament here. And we are in our grand final, so at the last leg of it, the bracket has already been reset.
Round 1. Fight.
patience. Dark Elite so far hasn't been tapped yet. Never mind, spoke too soon. Fly away. Interesting switch also over to the Kung Lao assist here. Isaiah just kind of cycling through the various assists that he likes to use. We saw Sector early on for the bracket reset. Now it's Lao time. There is still, of course, Serena waiting, which we may see more of. Isaiah finds the opening, going for the low hat, however. Didn't have the resources, perhaps, to continue for anything too deadly, but this should be the kill, as Isaiah goes ahead and secures round number 1 here in Game 2. Nice avoidance. Look at this. Like, how do you find a spot to hit her? She's all over the place. And so far, we've seen from the up blocks, they don't even make it punishable. Good jump there from Isaiah. Gets away from the throw. Now making his way in. The Scorpion Spear just avoiding it. Low hat gets armored right through. Whatever follow-up was also coming, not happening either. So Dark Elite making good use of that Scorpion assist and already has it back. Wow, okay, I think that's maybe the first time I've seen Isaiah use the weird blood projectile. That is going to be a drop into a big punish here, though. Dark Elite gonna have to use his breaker to get out of it. Light cancels coming through, and that is it. Isaiah takes game number 2. This grand finals, neither one of them is giving ground.
Nitara, Earthra,
Right.
Kung Lao, Serena, the Tea House.
Here we go.
More of my crit.
Game number 3.
Eternian who doesn't.
Round 1. Fight!
I think top 24 is happening in GCT. In. Wow, okay. So throw here though. Isaiah finds the bites. Oh, I gotta swap.
Round 2. Fight!
Oh, look at this. Okay, so Dark Elite using some air mobility as well. Trying to see if he can just get himself into a good position here. I think Serena actually ate the low hat for Asha. Okay, low hat comes out. Good defense. Interesting having that dark stance out, because that dark stance doesn't present a fireball that's exceptionally difficult for Isaiah to avoid. Nitara can just fly over most of it. We'll see. Back and forth going on. Using the normal fireball. Low hat will connect, however. Isaiah keeping the pressure going. Some poke here. Dark Elite tries to swing, but I mean, look at how far away Isaiah already is. Dark Elite's response to just try to button out, and just the movement from Nitara nowhere near. Alright, backing away Alright, 7 seconds left. Dark Elite does not have the life lead here. Finds the hit. Wow, why did that do so much damage? Is it because he hit both of them? Dude, I think it's because he hit Kung Lao and Nitara that he got extra damage on that armor move. That was ton, and that was what he needed for the life lead. Alright, big dive kick here. Isaiah gonna answer some... Okay, forces the meter. Not bad. I mean, you don't want your opponent to have meter. I really genuinely think a break is not a bad thing. If you can get your opponent to break, awesome. Because they typically need that meter to do their big damage. They need that meter for their armor. They need that meter for all sorts of things. And now they're starved of resources. And obviously, next hit, no problem. And they're not like, oh, they got half their meter and they can break out eventually. No, that tank is empty. So you're getting your damage. And speaking of getting the damage, it's going to be Isaiah finding the damage necessary to close out game number 3 now. And tournament point available here for Nitara.
Nitara wins.
All right. Here we go. Game number 4 of the Grand Finals. Potential final game of the evening here if Isaiah can maintain this composure, but I'm certain that Dark Elite doesn't want it to end like that. He's going to be also switching over to Serena. I think he actually switched off of Scorpion last game as well. So Scorpion seemingly just not cutting it here, thinking Serena will find some better success. Isaiah, however, has not switched over to his Serena pick, which we may well see if this goes to a game 5 in the Grand Finals. Alright, Dark Elite finds an opening. Gonna get some solid damage, 30% for his efforts. Goes in with a little poke there. At max distance too, really nice use of the range that character possesses, utilizing that sword. Alright, Nitara's in there. This is gonna be damage here. Dark Elite doesn't have meter for the break. Gets caught by the low hat. The low hat just keeps on catching. Awesome defense here, though, Dark Elite. Pokes his way out of trouble. Gives up the turn. Get a little shove going on there. A little too soon from the throw. And it is going to be Serena eating that hit yet again for Ashra. The overhead connects. Uses it to switch to stances, though, and that actually gets him punished. I wonder if that was a missed input. Alright, big launch. And fatal blow. Will this connect? Oh no, the breaker comes out. Isaiah having none of it. Full screen projectile, but it doesn't go full screen enough. 20 seconds left, but the low hat from Nitara. What a play by Isaiah. Opting to spend all that meter despite having next to no life left. He felt confident he'd be able to avoid whatever it was Dark Elite was doing, and he was right. Beautiful throw here. Gonna start to send him back toward the corner. The low hat comes out. Dive kick. Makes its way through. Alright. Jump in. Oh, dude, I love how he's got that set up. It wants you to jump the low hat just so he can punch you into it. Dark Elite in some serious trouble here. Gets the plus frames, but the armor from Isaiah is gonna finish the job. That was a smart play too. Knowing that Dark Elite was just going to try to maintain his turn, not necessarily on a hit, just his turn, and Isaiah's like, I got a turn stealer right here with this armor. So Isaiah is going to be your Week 3 champion. Congratulations to him. Beautifully done. We're going to head back to our bracket to pop these names in for our final, but man, I got to say, that was a exciting Grand Finals between those two. Seeing Ashra played at that level, seeing Isaiah pushed, but Isaiah pushing back in the end and making it happen. Nicely done. That's going to be a bunch of points going his way, and he's already got that top spot secured. So that's just going to make it that much harder for anybody to catch him. Now, this bracket here on the screen is not set up for a bracket being reset. I don't have enough room. Sorry. So this isn't like full representation, but we're getting there. But it is, of course, Isaiah that wins. He is our champion this week, so congratulations to him. That is going to do it for the Nightmare series this week. Again, this was week of ECT, so I didn't have like huge expectations, but we get the job done no matter what. We do it every week because we said we're going to do it every week. And I hope everybody that went to ECT and is watching ECT is having a good time. Offline MK is back. It's been a while since we've been able to say that. So really looking forward to that coming back and being able to catch that on the weekends when we're not having the events. But for people that aren't able to travel or that, you know, stay home for whatever reason it may be, particularly because it's a PlayStation thing for the offline even, and I don't know where to get a converter yet, we keep the Nightmare series up and running for you guys so you guys can still have something fun to do during the weekend. So big thanks to all our players for coming through and everybody for watching and hanging out with us. And we will see you next Thursday for more of the Nightmare series. I will be back probably on Monday to play some more games. But the Nightmare series itself proper will be back Thursday. And of course, we've got our Tuesday exhibitions for anybody that wants to get some games in. I do believe that the Pro Tour is still going on. So I think I'm going to send you guys over to NetherRealm because you guys are probably going to want to watch ECT. That's what I would be watching right now if I wasn't doing this. So it seems like a good place. Let me just make sure I know how to spell it, though. Oh, they're all done? They're all done for the day? All right, well, then never mind.
You think so? Whatever game you...
They just finished? I thought they were going to do top 24. All right. Yeah, mine thing says that they're live, so... Maybe I'm just not good at reading. All right, well, I'll see you guys on Monday. They're going until top 24? Okay, and top 24 is happening tomorrow. All right, well, I'm going to be hopefully able to watch top 24 tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to stream it. I've got a family thing tomorrow. Typically, when there's a offline event, I probably will actually want to do like a live stream and react with everybody, watching it with everybody. That would be fun. Although, for this week, I've got a family thing planned already, so I'm going to be visiting family and having to watch on my cell phone instead of the comfort of my desk. So that's unfortunate, but... I'll be definitely watching that tomorrow, and we'll talk about it and discuss it later. But I do really appreciate everybody coming through, and I will see you guys Monday.